$225 million. That's how much it costs to make the new Superman movie. And I'm gonna recreate it right here, in this room, with a lot less money. That's right, for the next few days, I'll be turning my house into a DIY movie set as I attempt to recreate the most iconic and expensive shots from the Superman movie, including a few that I didn't even know were possible. All right, so you can't recreate Superman without a suit. I have a suit. I found this one on a website that honestly, I thought might be a scam because it didn't look super official, but turns out it was real and I'm kind of impressed with the quality. So let's try it on and see how this thing fits.
This is it, the pivotal moment where Isaac tries his new suit, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty dang good. However, the suit is just one piece of the puzzle, but if Isaac wants to create a recreation worth watching, he's going to need help, and a lot of it.
All right, so the narrator just made a great point. In order to pull this off, I'm gonna need some help. This is my childhood friend Levi. Growing up, we spent countless hours making videos together, and we even got one into a film festival. Since then, we've both moved to different states, and we rarely get to see each other. But when I decided to recreate Superman, I knew exactly who to call. And even though we haven't seen each other in years, it wasn't awkward at all. Okay, so I think we filmed the whole thing in this room.
Okay, what about the fan?
The fan might be a problem. I think though we don't need to move it if we can mount like the rope in between the blades.
Oh yeah, true.
You might be wondering why we're talking about a ceiling fan. Well, to answer that question, let's rewind to 1978 when the first Superman movie came out. This was one of the first superhero movies to ever use a flying rig. Basically, actors would soar through the air on wires that would later be painted out in editing. Fast forward to 2025 and honestly not much has changed. The actors are still strapped into hidden harnesses dangling from wires. So naturally, I want to do this too. However, there's one major problem. You can't just buy a Hollywood flying rig on the internet. No, they're custom built by stunt teams because without proper supervision, it's extremely dangerous and not to mention very expensive. So I did the responsible thing and I decided to build my own, and it's going right in between my ceiling fan. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, Isaac, you're really smart. How did you learn to engineer this specialty Hollywood stunt equipment? Well, it's simple, really. I just FaceTimed my brother, and he told me exactly what to do.
This is called a girth hitch, and the nice thing about this girth hitch is you can move it, just slack this up, and move it left or right on the line.
Now that we have all our supplies, we can finally start filming. Bro, this makes no sense.
It should clear up, right? Dude, that was close.
This whole opening scene takes place right here. This rain came out of nowhere, and it's a problem because even though we're building our flying rig inside, we're still relying on the sun to light our shots. And right now, it's just too dark to film. Not to mention, we have several shots to film outside as well. And if that wasn't stressful enough, here's the biggest problem. Levi is only here for 2.5 days, so we have a little over 48 hours to shoot and edit this entire recreation. And I think if we could do it so that like they hold in the air.
Oh yeah, like it's floating. That'd be
Yeah.
sick, dude. Yeah, stop that.
It's go time. We've got a ton of shots to recreate, and first up is this one. Now, since we're filming this at my house, we're taking some creative liberties, but the goal is to get it as close as possible with what we have.
Okay, so basically what we're gonna do with this shot is film Isaac on the green screen, remove the background with a clean plate of the house, and then in After Effects, we are going to just do like a digital camera tilt as he flies up in the sky.
And if none of that made any sense, don't worry about it. Here's what it's gonna look like. So I walk down, step onto the cement, shows my feet, I'm looking at them, and then I look up, boom, launch into the air. Into the air.
Yeah.
Launch into the air. I'm very good at speaking.
Yeah, that was good. Dude.
Okay, so this shot, I'm hoisting myself up so that it looks like I'm levitating in the air. This is a cheap, easy, practical way to make it look like you're flying without actually having an expensive harness or anything on. Hopefully we can pull it off because we have no other option.
Take a tiny step to your left. Yeah, right there. Rolling and action. Nice. Dude, that actually looks sick.
So far, the opening shots are looking great, but since we got a late start, the sun's already starting to set. So while we still have some daylight, we're grabbing the final exterior shot on my roof, and we'll get the flying rig set up tomorrow.
The idea here is that the leaf blower will make a wind tunnel that will then make it look like I'm flying up in the air, because without it, the footage looks like this.
It's pretty horrible, but with the leaf blower, the footage looks like this. So we spent the rest of day one editing together the scene we shot. And the nice thing about having Levi here is that he's working on the green screen stuff, which is awesome because he's much more skilled than me when it comes to visual effects. That's something I really need to work on. But for now, we're focused on tomorrow, because as good as today went, the hardest shots of this recreation still need to be filmed.
Oh, hey. It is day 2. Today's main objective is to transform this room into a movie studio. The stressful thing is the harness that we need to hang from the ceiling is delayed. If this harness does not show up, we're gonna have to think of another idea.
It'll come.
No, yeah, it'll come.
I mean, it'll come.
Honestly, we don't know when the harness will show up, but while we wait, we can at least start prepping the room so that when it does arrive, we'll be ready.
Operating this close to a fan, I'm like, am I gonna get electrocuted by hitting a wire or something? We're getting wood shavings falling out, which means I'm actually going into the stud. And as long as the wood is not rotten up there, it should hold my body weight. I'm actually very confident in this setup.
Speaking of the setup, here's how the flying rig works. It all starts with this single eye hook that I'm mounting into the ceiling. We'll then tie a thin rope from the eye hook to a metal ring that's attached to a harness under my Superman suit. This means my body will be fully suspended in the air, which will make the flying movement look a lot more realistic. And hopefully it will look just like these shots from the movie. However, this can only happen if the harness shows up. And right now it still says it's...
Okay, the room is ready, everything is set up. Only thing I don't have is the harness, which just so happens to be the most important thing for this entire shoot. So, this is not ideal.
But instead of sitting around and moping about the situation, we decided to film some test scenes to pass the time. But that's when we got hit with the worst news yet.
What? Dude.
The harness says it's now expected tomorrow at 8 a.m. Bro,
Jeez.
this was supposed to get here before anything else that I ordered.
So they pretty much just canceling the delivery of that.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude.
Plan B.
Plan B is figure out another solution.
And that, my friends, has to be the worst quote of all time. Honestly, it's not even a quote, it's just a fact. But anyway, I did end up coming up with a new solution. Although, I'm just gonna warn you, it's not my best work.
My thought is, if we empty out one of my sandbags and then wrap around my body like this, it can almost do the same thing. I have no idea if it's strong enough to hold my body weight like the harness, but at this point, this is our only option because we don't have time.
Levi leaves tomorrow, so if this option doesn't work, I don't know what we'll do.
I'm about to hang from the ceiling in my house by an impact sandbag that costs $20. This is not what you should do. Yeah, this could work.
Yeah.
That could be great.
Oh, yeah.
And then goes around.
Isaac, if you do end up falling, it'll be my fault, I think, and not the gear. So
All I'm visualizing is just boom. Move it left or right on the line.
that looks good. spin this is. I'm gonna hook this on.
It's feeling good.
Okay.
It feels like there's a lot of stretch.
Yeah, it's gonna stretch. There. Dude, nice. That's crazy.
Oh, it's an ab workout, but we can do it.
And that, my friends, is how to turn a not-so-great situation into a relatively decent situation. The flying rig works. But before we get the first shot, I have an exciting update to share. For a long time, I've wanted to give anyone who watches my videos a way to get involved with the creation process. So I built an online store where you'll be able to download the footage from this video and use it to make your own recreations. And I chose the best domain I could think of.
Introducing IsaacCarlton.store. You've probably noticed that a lot of the biggest creators you follow use a .store domain to sell merch or any other product that they might have. And that's why I built my own. Not because I'm one of the biggest creators, it's just if they're doing it, it's probably a good idea. A .store URL instantly makes it clear that this is where you go to get stuff. It's a lot more memorable than a bunch of random letters and numbers in a link.
If you're a creator who just started selling online, or if you're planning to, you're gonna wanna lock in your .store domain before someone else does. I'm gonna upload the clips that I filmed for this recreation to my storefront.
And the best thing about my store is that everything is free.
Wow, Isaac, that's a great deal.
So you can download the footage and use it to practice your own visual effects. And I wanna see what you make, so please, send it to me. And a huge special thank you to .store for sponsoring this video. Oh my gosh. This is flying shot number 1, take 1.
Action.
Somewhere on the sea, it got a little longer, so it seems. I burned out, so to speak.
Flying shot 2, take 2.
I feel a little light in the light track. I felt a bit of bad.
All right, so far so good. This shot is actually looking pretty close to the actual movie. And as a bonus, the sandbag is somehow keeping me in the air. That doesn't mean it's comfortable though. This might be the most brutal core workout I've ever experienced.
All right, sick. Cut. Dude, that was looking great.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
I think this is gonna be insane.
Wow.
How do you feel?
It's worth the pain, but I don't feel so good.
I widened up at the end, and so it looked a lot better, but
What?
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Okay, this shot's looking solid, but every time we watch it back, we spot tiny tweaks we can make to get it even closer to the movie. And speaking of the movie, we still have more shots to replicate, and for those, I'm gonna need more help. So I convinced my friends to come check out the flying rig, when secretly I really just needed free labor for the rest of the day.
Guys, smash like and subscribe for Isaac. Dude,
on,
he's working
guys.
so hard for this banger.
I think he means Clark Kent.
Once you get the shot, you can have a little reward.
This flying shot number 2, take 1. It's honestly just getting easier and easier.
Is your voice shaking?
No, like this is nothing for me.
Okay.
Okay, one thing's for certain. Working with a cape is a nightmare. Pretty much every problem we ran into during these shots came down to the cape. For this one, it had to flutter and look good in the wind, but also it had to hide the metal mounting ring, because when that thing's showing, it just throws off the whole illusion. This took us about 5 takes to figure out, but finally, we found a solution.
My eyes were watering. Yeah, that's nice. That looks really good.
Nice. That was great.
Superman! Okay.
We need to do this one.
These two can be
Yeah,
done
those
now.
can be like on this setup.
That is the top
That
down.
is maybe we can try it.
That we got, I'll get with the model. Flying shot 3.
Am I the shot?
Dang, it's like a bazooka.
This is where things started to get a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna play some relaxing jazz music to help counter the chaos. Long story short, the cape is causing problems again. Shocker, I know. But in order to make it look good, we need more wind.
I'm wondering if it looks like I'm not laying down enough.
You see, we're trying to replicate this shot from the movie, but our single leaf blower isn't producing enough air to do the job.
What are we doing?
We're trying to get the cape to look good, and it's really hard.
And that's where the music comes in.
After trying a bunch of different things, this is what ended up working. Ryan hitting my face with the leaf blower and Levi shaking the cape with his hands. And honestly, once again, I'm pretty happy with the result. I can't help but tease some of the results here, but don't worry, the full scene will play out at the end of the video.
Feeling so good, oh my gosh.
Honestly, at this point, I think I'm just getting loopy from all the wind hitting my face. The last 2 days have been kind of relentless, and I'm starting to hate leaf blowers. Also, remember the fan from earlier? Well, it's actually starting to be a problem.
It gets a little dusty up there. Levi leaves in about 24 hours. That's actually scary. Yeah, dude, we got a lot to edit.
Yeah, keep in mind, we haven't edited any of these green screen clips so far. The whole harness issue set us way behind schedule, and now the clock is ticking. Levi leaves tomorrow, and we're not even close to being done. But fortunately, this is one of the last shots we need to get, and it's a top-down shot, similar to this one in the movie. So in order to get my full body in the frame, we essentially need the camera to be all the way up to the ceiling, hence the ceiling fan problem. But once we capture this one, Levi and I can do the rest ourselves, which is good, because I kind of feel bad for making my friends work on a Saturday. I think they had fun though. And the shot actually looks pretty cool.
You got that.
Have this,
Got that.
this,
Squeeze that.
this,
That.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the shots are shot, but we should like eat food or something.
Hi, welcome to Cafeterias. What can I get started for you?
Hey, could I do a chicken burger, please? I feel like I'm getting better
Yeah.
at VFX stuff, which is
Yeah.
great. Ooh, thank you.
Very good. Yeah, really good.
I feel like so often now in my videos, I find myself playing with toys and action figures, and I promise I'm not just buying these to have fun. Although I do enjoy them, okay? I'm not gonna pretend that I don't. But I just think little models like these are one of the coolest ways to achieve Hollywood level effects from home. For example, remember the shot I showed earlier of me flying into the air? Well, that's not actually me. That's actually this toy Superman. We just stitched him into the footage to make it look like me. Before we started filming, this was one of the shots that I was most nervous about because I knew we wouldn't be able to film myself suspended in the air from that angle. But sometimes you just need to think outside of the box. All this shot really needed was a $9 Superman toy from Amazon and a little creative camera work. And voila, you have something that looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. You guys, it is 8 p.m. I get an Amazon package. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I don't remember ordering anything else. It's the harness. What were they doing with this thing that they couldn't have said it like 8 hours ago? Oh.
It's insane.
It's annoying that I have this, but it also makes me very proud that we were able to film the scene without it. I'm still gonna return this. I apologize, I didn't realize that the mic on my camera was muted for this entire introduction shot we filmed. The pressure of finishing this before Levi leaves today is making me sloppy. But anyway, here's where we're at. Last night, we stayed up way too late digging through stock footage that we could use for our background. However, the problem that we kept running into was that our shots just didn't feel nearly as fast as the shots from the movie. Now, this is probably because we didn't have as much wind as they did. Turns out one electric leaf blower can only get you so far. So to combat this, we added flying snowflakes to all our footage. Adding snow made the flying feel way faster, but it also added even more editing to our plate, which leads us to where we are right now. We have 4 shots left to do in 4 hours. We aren't taking bathroom breaks, we aren't drinking water, we're doing everything we can to get this done.
It's not easy.
On a serious note, you might be wondering why we're in such a rush. After all, Levi could just head home and I could work on this myself for another week. But that's not really the point. You see, I used to fall into the trap of perfectionism and I would spend months or even years dragging out one single project. But lately, I found that finishing more projects quickly is far more fulfilling than spending way too much time on one. So if you're like me and struggle with procrastination and perfectionism, my best advice is to set a deadline and stick to it. You'd be surprised what you could accomplish in just a couple days. 2 hours left. How many shots left do we have?
Well, dude, I think 7. No. Okay. No, 1. 1 to do. No, 2 to do.
2 to do. We shot this in my porch yesterday.
Doesn't make sense.
It makes 0 sense. I can't believe it. Keep in mind, when we started filming 2 days ago, we didn't know what we could pull off. So we're just happy that it's all piecing together. That being said, we basically need to finish right now. It's come down to this. The final shot is rendering right now on the way to the airport. We got it. All right, that was too close for comfort, but here's our recreation.
Cut.
All right, that's it for this video. If you want to watch another one, this one's pretty good. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So, thanks for watching.